Jimmy O and Joe Blow, who with my old friend.
Yes.
Haven't seen it's way
in
too
a long
long.
time. Yeah.
Why did you miss Comic-Con first?
Well, I
of
was
all?
doing a play. I was doing
Okay.
Treading the Boards up at Williamstown Theater Festival.
Nice.
I hope this doesn't end up in print because then that'll sound like I really said treading the boards. So not right away.
No print.
Okay,
No print.
good.
We're good.
Good. Doing a play. And then I hernia. Kevin said at Comic-Con that I had hernia, something about my hernia, but it wasn't. I did, in fact, have a hernia, but that was not related to me doing the play. I could have come with the hernia to
Did you go
Comic-Con.
full walrus with the hernia?
I think going full walrus maybe it contributed to my hernia. I'm not kidding.
I'm not.
Yeah.
No. Okay. What is this suit? Can you explain? I mean.
It was the great Robert Kurtzman who did it like over the course of a couple weeks. I mean, he had no time to do it because Kevin had the idea and the ball just started rolling. And Kurtzman did it in like no time. It was they would do about 3.5 hours prosthetics on the face, and then they attached this cowl, and then they would just shove me into this suit. That's gross. Sorry about that. Yeah, they would just shove me in the. Hope you're watching this with no sound. They'd shove me in the suit, and then they would. I'd poke my head through the hole. Also kind of gross. And they would just snap on the. This is gross too. I hope you're not watching this without any sound. They just snap on the tusks. Like
That's really not what we're talking about. This is all subliminal. There's more.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
And some of you out there know
Yeah.
what's going on.
How long did this take?
So it was about, I'd say 4.5 hours, the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, from beginning to tusks.
And whiskers too. Don't forget the whiskers.
And the whiskers. Well, you know what's funny? That's one of the reasons I wanted the mustache. He felt like a mustache guy.
Yeah.
You know, like he kind of a slick. That was his persona that he had cultivated. Kind of like a Bruno Kirby type guy. Hey, it's sort of like, so it felt like appropriate for that. But also, I thought it'd be kind of cool to have some foreshadowing. And I thought they were going to incorporate it into the prosthetics. I thought they were going to use my, and they tried, and it ended up looking too comical. Like it looked like Groucho Marx and a walrus fucked, and had some sad. Sorry.
That's all right.
I said Groucho Marx. They don't want me to mention that.
Oh,
Marx
okay.
Brothers, any
No
other-
Marx Brothers mention. We won't do that. Now, you. This is a pretty. Wallace is pretty. He's kind of an asshole.
He's an asshole. Yeah.
He's kind of an
we
asshole.
can say it.
Where did you get this from? I read that you were looked at DJs and stuff like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's kind of cruel.
Yeah, I listened to. He reminded me of one of those like drive time radio. You know, there's always like David Cross does a really funny bit about it. Where he's like, "There's the crazy guy and the crazier guy," and they're always like, "Hey, this is Steven the Turtle Man," and it's very mean spirited humor for the most part, and he's laughing at other people's expense, and he seemed like one of those guys, one of those like Howard Stern wannabe guys. I love Howard Stern, but you know, there is that kind of, they call it cringe humor in the movie.
Yeah.
So he felt like, and there are comedians that I watched who I don't want to name, but you know who they are, and
I do.
he reminded me of one of those guys. Yeah, and a guy that had just was compassionless and kind of lost his humanity in a lot of ways. And I felt like it might be easier to see that guy go through the things that I have to go through than, you know, the nice guy that you're rooting for.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see you go through that.
Thanks. That means a lot to me.